Alrighty, guys, welcome back. It's your host. This is the start of season 3 already, which is crazy that I've been doing our end of month review shows for the start of 3 years now. That's crazy to me. I mean, it just seems like I just started doing the end of month review shows, and like just a couple months ago, and this is already the start of season 3. So we're going to be talking about the end of January, and we're going to be talking about our goals going into 2025. And every month we're going to cover and see how well we're doing with those goals. I always think it's super, super important to force yourself to have goals so that you force yourself to try to accomplish them so that you try to make yourself better. If you don't force yourself to be better, you're not going to be better. You're not going to do more stuff. You're not going to try and continue doing what you're doing unless you force yourself to do it. That's why teams that are trying to get to the Super Bowl and effort in trying to do it, the teams that are already there, they don't go back to the Super Bowl because they've met their expectations. They no longer need to try, and they just turned off the effort. So going into 2025, we had some very lofty goals. We're going to go over those, plus go over everything that we have done in January. And I talked about this at the end of the end of December, saying, okay, we're going into a new year. You have to try and get a nice, strong base going. And we did. We had a super huge month. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up here on the side right there all the games that we played as I talk about them here. There was 37 different games we played in a total of 55 or 56 different game sessions. Of those 36 different games, we played 15 brand new games. So the games you see in brackets there, like number 30, Microverse, that's number 11. That is a brand new game. Tokyo Sidekick, number 32, is a brand new game. Formula D, number 33, is a brand new game. I wanted to kind of get some new games going as one of our goals this year is again to get between 50 and 100 brand new games on the channel. So again, if I don't do any in January, then I'm missing out on my goals. So let's talk about what we did do, what we accomplished in 2025 in January so far. All right, so we played Darkest Night First Edition. We played that. Well, we did 3 game sessions, but it was just one big long mission. I love Darkest Night 2nd Edition. I got the 1st edition very cheap, and I kind of wanted to highlight that as the first game of this year because you can't find the 2nd edition. They're very, very expensive. They're hard to get across, but you can still get the 1st edition, and the 1st edition is really, really good. Then we played Super Mega Lucky Box on Board Game Arena. You'll see why later on in the show. We played Pentaquest again 3 times. Great game. Highly recommend you try it. I introduced this to Dave Gardner on his channel this month and kind of talked about it and showed it off to him because I know this would be a game that he might like. We played Unbroken, which is another brand new game for us. We played Talisman 5th Edition, which is another brand new game to us. We played Appa Golf. We played Senseless the Multiverse. We played Stone Cold Hockey. We played World Wonders, another new game for us. We played Dominion a couple times when we did our tutorial series. We played Dominion a couple times. We played World War II Battle of the Bulge with Jerry online on Vassal. This is all important stuff for later on. You'll see why. We played Senseless the Multiverse again twice. Lord of the Rings, the Adventure book game. I really like this game. I'm going through it and each of the different chapters. I think there's like 8 or 10 chapters. So every month I think we'll try and get another chapter in there. They're short, anywhere between half an hour to an hour. I think you're supposed to like play them back to back to back and see how far you can make it through the adventure. But I'm just going to take my time and just go through them one scenario at a time. Then we played then we played Marvel Champions twice. We played Earth Online, Board Game Arena. We played The Networks, another brand new game to us. That's really, really good, actually. And in fact, it was so good, I decided to pick up the expansion, The Networks, the Rivals Networks. So we're going to add this next time we play that. White Castle, number 17. Number 18, It's a Wonderful Kingdom, brand new game to us. Number 19, Merchants of the Dark Road. Number 20, Turing Machine, which we actually just got the boxed edition as well. 21, Sentinels of the Multiverse Definitive Edition. 22, Inside Pitch Baseball. 23, Undaunted Normandy, which is our first game in our 10-game challenge. If you're not familiar with our Tack Up Wargaming 10-game challenge, you can find out the information. We did a video on it, but that was game number 1 for us. Then we played Flashpoint South China Sea, great game. Cascadia, great game. Dio, which is a brand new abstract playing game. And I teach you how to play this game and create your own little board for it. And all you need is a couple checkers or coins or whatever you want. And you can sit down and play this with your son, your daughter, your girlfriend, your husband, your anybody, your cousin, whoever. This is a game you can teach somebody in like 30 seconds. It's a great game. Dio, I'm not sure. It's DAO is the name of it. Look it up on Board Game Geek. We played Wingspan. We played G.I. Joe deck building game. We played Alien Abyss. We played Microverse, which is another brand new game for us. We played Title Bout 2, Tokyo Sidekicks, another new game for us. Formula D, another new game for us. APA Baseball, Momentum Football, which were started an 8-team playoff from the 2013 season. We've already got one game in, and I was just getting ready for game number 2 of that. So we've got the final 8 teams of the season going up against one another to find out if there was an 8-team playoff, who would win based upon, the Momentum Football system, which I think is really cool. We played Frosthaven, another new game for us, and then we played Gist of Robin Hood Online with our good friend Cardboard Commander last night on his channel. You won't see it on my channel. You'll see it on his channel. Just a Robin Hood. What a great game. Really good coin light game. 2 players going at it. And was a great time. Jerry's a great competitor and a great guy to hang out with and chat and talk and just bounce ideas back and forth. And you see, he's still trying to win. I'm still trying to win. But we're basically both helping one another to learn the game. And I was doing more of the teaching because he wasn't familiar with coin. So I had kind of an advantage in this going in, unfortunately. But he did pretty good for his first go. And so got to give him credit for trying. So all in all, we have 15 brand new games in January 2025. 15, which is a huge amount. Again, I wanted to start off with a bang. I wanted to start off really positive. So if something happens, if I have to have surgery later in the year and I'm down for a couple months, I want to have a nice, I want to start off strong and have a nice allotment already in the bank. So 15 brand new games, never before played them. The 15 are, as you can see on the list here, Darkest Night First Edition, Super Mega Lucky Box, Unbroken, Talisman 5th Edition, World Wonders, World War II Battle of the Bulge, The Networks, It's a Wonderful Kingdom, Merchants of the Dark Road, Dio, Microverse, Tokyo Sidekicks, Formula D, Frosthaven, and Gist of Robin Hood. Microverse isn't even been released yet. We have a special. Again, you won't see this one on my channel either. You're going to have to go over to Tony's Board Life. I joined him, which we're going to talk about here in a minute. And I joined him on his channel, and we tried it for the first time. World premiere over on Tony's Board Life. If you want to find out about Microverse, it's a new game coming out by Sam London and GMT Games probably later in 2025. And they wanted to get some more eyeballs on it and get it to see, kind of show it off and what it can do, and see if, we can kind of introduce it to the world. And I think it was a great time. And that's another thing that we got to accomplish. So that's what we did. That's kind of the games that we played. But that's in reality, that's just some of what we did. Let's talk about our goals for 2025, right? So our goals for 2025, and let's see how well we accomplished trying to complete our goals in 2025. Again, your goals are nothing if you don't try to accomplish them. I can have goals to become the President of the United States, but if I don't put my effort into trying to do that, goals are only there to remind you of what you want to do and force yourself to do it. There's many nights that I was like, I would just rather go and take a nap tonight, or I could play this game. And I think to myself, well, if I don't play the game, then I'm just going to be hurting my stats and my ratings and all the viewers. And so forcing yourself to do that when you don't want to do it, I always want to. It's just a matter of time and effort and energy. And it's like again, you don't play 55 games in a month and 15 brand new games, learn 15 brand new games, teach 15 brand new games, show off 15 brand new games to people unless you have some kind of dedication to show it and do it. And that's kind of what we do here on my channel if you're new around here. All right, so let's talk about what we did, goals and what we accomplished. Our goal number one, and this is all at the end of December, our December review show from last month. We set up these goals, and so every month in 2025, we're going to compare and see how well we're doing in our goals. Goal number one was to have 50 to 100 brand new games played in 2025. In 2024, we had 124 games. In 2023, we had 132 games. So we're trying to get anywhere between 50 and 100. January, we started off strong, 15. So, if we were to just do 5 or 4, let's just say we do 5 every month for the rest of the year. That's 5 times 11 is 55. 55 plus 15 is 70. So we're going to have, if we just do 5 every month for the rest of the year, we're going to be doing 70. So we've got, like I said, a nice bank already in there. Boom. If we do 10 or 15 next month, we're going to continue going, but we're just trying to bank those extra ones in there. So well on our way to getting between 50 and 100. I'd like to get another 100 this year. I'm not going to stress out at the end of the year if I can't get it, but, I would like to get another. I'd like to make it back to back 3 years in a row, 100 brand new games on the channel. That'd be awesome. But again, if we make it to 70 or 80 or 90, I will be thrilled as long as we put a good effort in. This is a goal to do, and so I'm going to try, and I've got a lot of games. I'm looking at a lot of games, and I'm saying I'm going to put these on the channel this year. This is a way for me to force myself to play the games that I have that I don't play, and force myself to show these games off to you guys. So if I don't have this as a goal, I wouldn't want to do it. Nobody wants to learn 124 new games every year. That's crazy. That's a lot of effort, a lot of time. So you have to really dedicate yourself to do it. So that's goal number one. Goal number two, hey, Higher Ground Gaming, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Goal number two was to play more games with friends. We talked about this at the end of our 2025 review show, the end of December. And we said going into 2025, we're going to try and play more with friends. We're going to try and have more interactions with multiple people and playing. And this month we got to play twice with Cardboard Commander. We played a World War II Battle of the Bulge, and we also played just a Robin Hood on his channel. And I had a great time playing with him. And then we also, as I talked about earlier, we played Microverse, the brand new game coming out by GMT later this year. World premiere over on Tony's Board Life. So we started getting to play with some friends already and having a good time. I'd like to get on and play with Phoenix Knight some. I'd like to schedule some more time with other new players over there. Lots of different things. So again, a goal is to try and get more multiplayer games with friends on the channel, and we're starting to do that, and I think this is a good step. Twice with Cardboard Commander, once with Tony. That's 3 different times. Again, some of these are on their channels. We didn't do all these on my channel, so you'll have to go to Cardboard Commander's channel or Tony's Board Life if you want to check out the views and see what the games were. So that was goal number 2. Goal number 3. Goals are good. I don't have friends, I just have people I know. Goal number 3 was to play more games on Board Game Arena and more games on Vassal. It's easier to play games electronically because you don't have to waste time setting them up. You don't have to waste time organizing counters. You don't need to waste time shuffling cards. I can play a game on Board Game Arena in half the amount of time it takes me to play it in Cards and Dice, which means I can play a lot more games for you guys out there. So our goal is to play more games on Board Game Arena and more games on Vassal. We played several games on Vassal and we played several games on Board Game Arena. So I think that was, again, one of our goals, and I'm thinking about it when I'm trying to decide, like, what game am I going to play tonight? And I say to myself, it's been a while since I played on Board Game Arena. I should go see if they've got any new games. Last night I was on there looking at all the games they have because I'm going to be picking out 3 or 4 of them to show you guys in February. So 3 or 4 of the games we're going to be playing on Board Game Arena every month because it's a goal of mine this year. So we did a pretty good job. Played a couple games on Vassal. A couple games in Board Game Arena. Again, we're going to focus that every month. We're going to have between 3 to 5 different game sessions on Vassal or on Board Game Arena to show you guys there are other resources that you can use besides, just cards and dice in front of you. There's a lot of really good games out there that I don't own that are on Board Game Arena and on Vassal that I can show you because of these sites. There's other ones besides these we would like to highlight. There is a game system called From the Front. From the Front. I'm trying to remember the name of it, and I apologize. It's right at the tip of my tongue. Is it On the Front? I have a link to it on my I have a link to it on one of my things. Anyways, so there's other resources. We're going to try and highlight and show them off to everyone each month on our channel to show you guys. On the front, from the front, by the front, over the front, who knows? It's something like that. I'll try to focus and get that information for you next month. So there's that. There's Board Game Arena. There's Vassal. There's lots of other resources that you can use to play games as well. And again, why would you want to do this? It's because it's speed and time and effort. Like, again, I can go and load up a Vassal game and have it automatically generate the game and everything. Another resource is playing it on Tabletop Simulator. If you own Tabletop Simulator, there's so many games on Tabletop Simulator that are really, really good. Some of these I don't own, and it's a great way for me to play them. If I don't own them, I can play them on Vassal or on Board Game Arena or on the front or wherever on Tabletop Simulator and try the games out. And the reason they would do that is because if you enjoy playing the game on Tabletop Simulator, you are more apt to go and buy the game so you have it yourself. I bought Turing Machine. I bought Age of Innovation. I bought Gaia Project. These are all games that I was playing on Board Game Arena that I was like, oh, this is really cool. Or Tabletop Simulator or whatever, and saying, I need to get a copy of this because I really like this game. So You're not just trying to cheat the system and play the game, for free. That's not the goal. The goal is to try the game out and say, ooh, I really like this. I'd like to have a copy of it. And so I buy a lot of them based upon that. Anyways, our goal is to play more games. We are playing quite a few different sessions on Board Game Arena and Vaso, and we're going to continue doing that. And so our goal, I think, was met quite well. Goal number 4 was to fine-tune our collection. We talked about getting rid of a bunch of games we don't want and, kind of fine-tuning what games are in our collection. We didn't do a very good job this month. I got a bunch of new games in, and I shipped out several games that were part of our 10-game challenge, but that was not games that were in my collection. These were just games that were donated to me to send out to people that won, and I shipped those out this week. So these were not part of my games. So we had 0 games go out this month. So that was bad. That's one of my focuses, is to focus, get rid of all the crap that I play a lot of games. I play a lot of games in the last 2 or 3 years. We've had over 300 or 400 different games on the channel. And of those 300 or 400 different games, there's probably been about 40 or 60 of them that I don't like, and I want to get rid of them. And so I will be getting rid of those. If I have to just put them in the trash can and throw them out the door, I will do that. I would like to send them to somebody else, but by the end of the year, I want to try and fine-tune my collection, because my collection is getting too big for this room, and so I need to kind of nerf it a little bit. So we're going to try and do a better job in February and ship games out, and hopefully, like I said, fine-tune our collection. That's number 4. And number 5, one of our goals was to finish our tutorial series for Dominion. We'd like to finish it this year. So we did one expansion tutorial, which was the Dark Ages. So I think if we do one every month, we'll have it done this year for sure, because we're on expansion 6. Dark Ages, I think, is expansion 6. So we only have 6. There's 9 more expansions, so we got plenty of time this year to finish up our tutorial series. If you're not familiar with it and you're trying to learn Dominion, it's basically supposed to be the world's greatest Dominion tutorial series. I'd like it to be, but the problem is it's my attempt at making a tutorial series for Dominion and kind of showing off the cards, playing through each of the different expansions so you can see how they play and talk about them. Our last goal in 2026, and this is or 2025, and this is a major goal, was to start a tutorial series for Senseless the Multiverse. That was our goal, to start one. Well, I jumped on this, and I jumped on it hard in January because, again, I'm trying to get a jump on everything. Like, get a strong start in January is very important to get your momentum going for the whole year. There are many people out there that have already at the end of January said, oh man, a month has gone by and I haven't done anything I wanted to do. I'm not going to be one of these people. I'm going to be above and beyond where I want my goals to be at the end of January, because this way, if something happens in February, I will be going away for 2 weeks in June this year. And so June is going to be pretty well shot. So I have to have extra already to compensate for the times that I'm going to be gone, injured, whatever. I mean, what if I get sick for a couple weeks? What if I, get injured? What if my wife is in the hospital for a couple weeks? Whatever happens, you have to prepare. And, at the end of the year, you can't say, oh, well, I couldn't accomplish my goals because, I got sick and I was on vacation. Those are excuses. People that make excuses don't make their goals, right? You have to try to get more so that when things happen, right, you can compensate for those times. I got 15 games, brand new games in January. So if something happens and I don't do any in February, I've still got 15 in 2 months. That's way above where I should be. No shenanigans. Yes, I agree. That would be awesome. So I wanted another thing, to start this tutorial series. There's 71 different heroes. There's 60 some different villains. There's a bunch of different environments. And this is just the core enhanced edition. This isn't even talking about the definitive edition. So this is just the enhanced edition. There is a ton of stuff. 71 different heroes, 60 some different villains, somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 some different environments. So there's plenty of stuff to do in a tutorial series. So I did 12 heroes. I think that is a great start. In fact, there's only 10 heroes that come in the core box. We got this whole box done. All 10 of these heroes are done. And then we got the next expansion, which was Shattered Timeline. We got the 2 heroes that came in that expansion. And the next one is Infernal Relics, which we will be getting done here in February. So I think we did a great job trying to, again, accomplish our goals. Don't just try to accomplish your goals. Get more done than what your goal is to compensate for when you get sick, when you get injured, when you got to, what if I have to go up to Tennessee for a month and take care of my mother for whatever reason, right? If I got to go up there for a month, I know I'm going to be gone for a couple weeks in when is it, June? I'm going to be gone for almost 3 weeks in June. So I'm going to be gone. I won't be able to play when I'm gone, so I have to compensate for that. No excuses. Get your job done. Get your goals. Get your things accomplished. The other things we did, and I didn't mention yet, is we did six unboxings of new games that we got, and things that are probably going to be coming to the channel. So if you want to check out those unboxings, we did also 3. Yes, this is more stuff. Yes. Besides the 55 games we played, besides the tutorials for Dominion, besides the tutorial for Sentinels of the Multiverse, besides all the other stuff, we also did 6 unboxings of new games, and we did 3 reviews of 3 different games. We did a review of Momentum Football, we did a review for Cascadia, and we did a review of, what was the other game I did a review of? Let me look at it was, Alien Abyss. Right. So we did 3 reviews. We did 12 Sentinels in the Multiverse reviews for different heroes. We did a full Dominion expansion tutorial. We played 55 different games. We played 15 brand new games. I don't know what else you guys want from me. You guys are cracking the whip awful hard. And, I do that myself as well. I force myself, cracking the whip, buckling down, because there's time for excuses and there's time to produce. And I think, people that, do one or, that tell you they're going to do certain things, they should be able to try to accomplish those things. So that's what we're trying to do this year, is trying to accomplish it. And, if there's something you would like to see, if there's something that you would like to us to play, if you noticed we did unboxings, but the game never comes to the channel, it probably got lost in the shuffle, you might need to post a comment and let us know. So there you go. That is pretty much January 2025. It was a huge month on purpose. I'm going in this guns a-blazing in January. Guns a-blazing, because I knew I want to get a jump up on all the goals in case something happens later in the year, or I just, I want to have a respite for myself. So if I want to take a week off or whatever, I can do that because I've got my goals accomplished. So tons of stuff coming in February. We're looking forward to it again some more. I'm going to get another Dominion tutorial for the next expansion coming out. We're going to be doing some more Senseless Multiverse. Of course, a bunch of brand new games. I'm thinking anywhere between 5 and 10 more brand new games. And we're going to be playing one of the usual ones. We got the 8. This is 8. There's 8. 8-team bracket and Momentum Football from the 2013 NCAA football season. We got Alabama and Baylor coming up in the next game. Ohio State versus Auburn. And we have Florida State versus Missouri, I think, are the last competitions. And Stanford already won and moved on to the second round. Stanford will take on the winner of Florida State and Missouri. So, yeah, we got an 8-team bracket NCAA 2013. If the 8-team playoffs for college football, if there was something in 2013 and these were the final 8 teams, let's find out who would have won. And I think it's going to be cool. Had a lot of positive feedback from you guys so far about that one. So looking forward to doing that. And we did a review of Momentum Football if you want to hear and see about that. So I think that's everything we're covered at the end of January. It was a huge month, great month, and a lot of brand new games never before played. Some really good ones and some not so good ones this month. If I cover those really quickly, what I like to do is kind of introduce each of the games that are new to me, and what I'm going to do for that, I was going to switch back to the main channel so you guys can see this. So Darkest Night First Edition, highly recommend you guys get this one if you can. It's very cheap compared to the second edition, and it's basically just not as good components, but you basically the same gameplay. And get there's a couple expansions. One of the expansions adds the events and stuff, and I would highly recommend you get that expansion because adding the events is really, really important to the way Darkest Night plays. And I think compared to the $200 or $300 for the second edition, you can get first edition for like $30. It's very cheap. Super Mega Lucky Box. You can play this on Board Game Arena, which is what I did. I found this game. I tried it out. It's kind of like bingo with multiple cards. And every time you complete a row or a column, you get a special reward that you can activate on your other cards. So it's kind of a little engine building bingo game. It sounds kind of, like just generic, but Super Mega Lucky Box is actually pretty good. Unbroken. So this is this game that was supposed to be the #1 solo war game of all time on Kickstarter. And I don't know anything about that. It's what the information in the box. The game was pretty decent. I know there was a lot of controversy about the way the game came out and all that. But I don't know anything about that because I didn't kickstart it. All I did was buy it. And I think it's a pretty decent game for what I paid for it anyways. I think I only paid like $12 or $13. Talisman 5th Edition, which is the new update to the Talisman. I love Talisman 4th Edition. You know that. I got the 5th Edition because I wanted to see what new updates they have. And they do have a couple updates that are actually pretty decent to the game. So I would recommend, if you like 4th Edition, check out the 5th Edition gameplay that we did. It's still Talisman. They didn't change it other than they added a few rules that I kind of actually like. So that's the good thing with it. So Talisman 5th Edition. We played World Wonders. This is a tile, like a Tetrisy tile game where you're building your civilization out and trying to fit different wonders on the board. It's actually a pretty good game. It plays fine solo. AI kind of just takes pieces away and then you got to kind of deal with that. Then we played World War II Battle of the Bulge with Jerry. This is a great, great game. I highly recommend if you're into, war games, you check this one out. Very quick and easy game to learn. It's kind of an area control on obviously the Battle of the Bulge, but it's kind of a lighter end of wargaming, and you can get it done in maybe an hour and a half. It's not a very long, super long game. The Networks, as I talked about, we really like this one because I got the expansion, one of the expansions for it called The Rivals, and I just haven't put this in with the other box yet. I really like this. It's got some really cool artwork, kind of very cutesy, artsy kind of artwork, which I think is really cool. Kind of fits the mold, and basically you're running a TV station and you're trying to find a program to run at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, and then it's going to earn you the most kind of viewers, which are victory points. And it's a really cool idea, and you don't find many games like that, and it plays fine solo. It's basically different different goals you're trying to reach every round. And then at the end of the game, it's just how many victory points did you end up getting. So it's not a competition against you and the AI, but it's still a pretty cool game. It's a Wonderful Kingdom. I'm just not a big fan of this game solo. I think it would be a great two-player game because it has this bluff mechanism where you're putting cards face up or face down, and you're trying to bluff your opponent into not knowing what cards are down on the table so that you can kind of either have him get bad cards in his hand or keep the good cards away from him. And so you're always wondering, well, why did he tip that down? Is it a bad card or is that a good card? And you lose all that in a solo. The solo is kind of generic because of that. It doesn't have that bluffing mechanism. I think it'd be a great game if you play it two-player. Do not get It's a Wonderful Kingdom to be solo. I will probably be getting rid of my copy. Merchants of the Dark Road. Excellent, excellent game. Plays great solo, by the way, and it has a very dark and foreboding theme. It's almost kind of a little survival game, and it's unlike a lot of the other survival games, it's actually a fun game with the AI that actually moves around the board and takes pieces and does things. It's a great game. Merchants of the Dark Road. Highly recommend that one. Dio, D-A-O. Again, I showed you guys how to play it. You don't need to get the fancy thing that I got to play it. It comes in this ancient... I'm looking for it because I would like to show you the box that it comes in. Where is it? Well, there's just too much stuff, I guess. So it's a interesting abstract game where you're just moving four little pieces around. It's kind of like tic-tac-toe with four pieces. It's really cool. Highly recommend. You can print out with coins and just circles on a piece of paper. You don't need a fancy board to play it, but it's a really cool game. Microverse is a upcoming game by GMT where you're playing Cosmic Encounters, 4X space conflict game with your friends. It is supposed to come with an AI system as well. There's going to be 20 different factions to play. If you love space 4X games, take a look at Microverse at GMT. Tokyo Sidekick is the largest game to ever come out of Tokyo, or out of Japan, I guess. I tried this game and I did not enjoy this game. I'm looking for somebody that might be interested in this game. If you are, let me know, because I didn't get it. I don't understand it. I think it's a lot of extra work for very, very small reward in this game. Formula D is a racing game. I played a lot of different racing games so far. I like a lot of racing games. I did not like this one. It was kind of just roll the dice and hope and pray you end up getting. You have to stop so many times in each corner, mostly one time. So if you time it right, you can be in like fifth gear and roll really big dice. Or if you're in fourth gear, you get a like first gear is like a 4-sided dice. Second gear is like an 8-sided dice. Third gear is like a 12-sided dice. Fourth gear is like a 20-sided dice. Fifth gear is like a 30-sided dice or something similar to that. And you're basically, each of the dice is a special dice because you don't have the lower end of the numbers. Like your 8-sided dice only has 5, 6, 7, and 8. 5, 6, 7, and 8. There's no 1, 2, 3, 4. So your 8-sided dice, you're going to be going between 5 and 8 every single time. So there's not really that much difference between the dice rolling. It just seemed a little generic compared to some of the other racing games that I have. So that was Formula D. Frosthaven. Wow. It is a great game that I will never ever probably play because it is just so much time and effort. It took me 2 hours to unbox everything out of the box and separate the cards and just so I can get like a scenario on the table and play it. And I'm like, no, this is there's just way too much stuff in the box. It is a great, awesome game, but you need to have a lot of dedication and a lot of time and a lot of effort put into one game. And as you can see by my list, I don't have a lot of dedication to put into one game. Unfortunately, it's just not what I do. So Frosthaven, while it's a great game, I will be lucky to ever play another scenario. It is just so big and so time consuming to just try and sort through everything. I would much rather play Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. I probably should have learned because I got Gloomhaven, the original big box of Gloomhaven, have never opened the box. Never, because I don't want to spend 2 hours sorting shit just so I can play a scenario. So, and then last but not least, Just a Robin Hood, my 15th game in January that I've never played before. Just a Robin Hood is 2 thumbs up. It was probably the best game that I played. New game in January was probably Just a Robin Hood. It was a really good coin-like game. I know Jerry was an inexperienced coin player, so I was trying to help him and coach him into being able to play a little bit more efficiently. So I think the game that we ended up playing was a little one-sided. I ended up winning by a lot, and I felt bad. But I think the game is awesome. I think what we should have probably done is alter the victory conditions because I mean, I've never played it either, but I'm familiar with the system, so I kind of understand how things work. Oh, you spend a turn and you put lots of guys and recruit things on your board, and then next turn you move those things on the board and kind of move them out into different territories, and then those units that are out there, then you can remove the enemies from those areas you just moved into. And so it's kind of a multi-step process to get that stuff done. And if you're not familiar with that, it's kind of a daunting and like, how do I get rid of your units? Like, how do I get rid of you? So it is a learning curve. So you could adjust the scoring conditions, which we could have done to make it a little bit more fair. I didn't realize that having that kind of expertise in coin would be that big an advantage. But so if you're not familiar with coin, or if you are familiar with coin and your opponent isn't, just know that it's probably going to be a little harder for them to wrap their head around what they need to do in this game. But it's still a great, awesome game. I really, really think highly of just Robin Hood. I think me and Higher Ground Gaming could sit down and play it. Me and Phoenix Knight could sit down and play it. It's one of these games you can teach somebody how to play in like 10 minutes. Now, that doesn't mean they'll be any good, but they'll be able to sit down and play it if they've played any kind of Euro war game at all. Any kind of coin game, if you're familiar with any of the coin games. It's Coin Light, and it's a great way to get into the coin system. But that is all the 15 that we experienced in January, and I look forward to February. That's a wrap. I can't believe this is our third season already of playing. Third season of starting our end of month review show. And it just seems like we just started doing this, and it's already season 3 already. So I appreciate everyone's time and effort tonight to come out and view this. Or if you're watching later on YouTube, I'd really like a like and a comment down below. If there's any game that you see on this list that you would like to see us play again, or again, if there's anything that you've seen us play in the past and like to play it again, I know I've got some people that have already posted, and I'm trying to get those games to the channel sometime, maybe in February. So we do, we're a small channel, so we just like to interact with all of our viewers, our subscribers, you know, and because we're such a small channel, I will try to accommodate all your guys' thoughts and opinions. So if there's something that you want to see, let me know. Until the end of February, my friends, we'll see you soon. That'll be just a short 28 days now. So we're going to have to really buckle, get some new games on the channel, and see how we do in February. I know Phoenix Knight is going to be doing his live stream as soon as I'm done here, like probably at about 8:30 tonight. And he'll be doing his end of month review show. So head on over to his channel if you're watching live, and see what he got accomplished in January, and hear his thoughts and everything that he's done. So we'll see you over on his channel. Otherwise, we'll see you guys back here next time we play a game. And then, of course, the next review show will be the end of February. Hoping everything goes well. Until then, my friends, you take care of yourselves. See you soon. And until next time we get together, I will see you all down the line. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon.